started off with an advantage here, and Enchantress did not get banned out last time and immediately gets picked up, which is a stupidly strong hero this batch.
Death. Nah. Tiny is still in the pool if they want to go for it. Same for Io. Could go for Dusa again. Jeez, I can't look. Can't go for Dusa because Dusa is banned. Also cannot go for Death Prophet because Death Prophet is also banned.
I know you're a big front runner for the pick Death Prophet campaign. I've seen you. The very rare games that you tend to still play. The Death Prophet offlane does creep its head every once in a while.
Templar Assassin.
Oh, and they go for a quick TA. An instant PL ban. As we like to see. Because fuck that hero.
Don't even see it that often. Like, everyone bans it.
Good.
Probably the reason why you don't see it that often. But, yeah. I mean, every once in a while I want to see the hero. And then the enemy picks Lash and then you cry.
Mm-hmm. It's perfect. Perfect. So they're gonna ban Bloodseeker again. No surprise. Don't wanna have a Bloodseeker against your Pungo. Not too much innovation here aside from picking Mirana.
I'm quickly checking the stats. Omega Gaming have played TA so far twice this patch, or at least the last month.
Mm-hmm.
And they have won a total of 0 times with it.
Okay, that's a good sign.
It is one of their... I think it's their most banned hero. Yeah, it's their most banned hero as well.
I see. Well, looks like they really favor it. Maybe they can show what it's worth this game.
5 seconds.
Terrorblade ban as well, no surprise. Another hero with really high armor and a lot of illusions.
What, last one gonna be Naga?
Ban, CK too. I've seen quite a bit of CK.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of CK, even CK offlane every once in a while. Because you can always flex it to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But it's most likely going to be Pimp on the Mirana and again Hijack on the offlane Panga, because he did have some very good rolls. You know, the Lotus Orb was kind of an interesting choice. Don't really know where I still stand on that one from the previous game. Undying, though, is a heavy lane dominating hero.
Mm-hmm. Very strange. Okay.
10 seconds.
I guess Undying could be very good against TA because all of the zombies do deal with refraction quite well. It's just that I'm not convinced about Undying as a hero.
Really? In this match? I thought it was one of his strongest.
I don't know. It just helps you win the lane, but falls off so hard. And if you want to win the lane, I feel like there is better options out there.
Okay.
You like Undying that much?
I honestly, in this patch, I think compared to the previous patches, has more potential in the mid to later portions of the game with the talents and the items. Like the Holy Locket healing Undying build, you can boom, one shot, heal your allies to full with one blast on second cool.
5 seconds.
I guess. But yeah, I was gonna say the thing that bothers me most about Undying in the mid game is his lack of stuns. And instantly we see Omega Gaming pick up a Storm Spirit. As well, why not?
Yeah, that makes it rough because Interitus now need a safe laner and a mid laner probably that needs some kind of lockdown. And well, there's the CK, that's the lockdown that you want to see. Though, you know, Mars reasonable against the CK. Storm Spirit could, you know, go for the Aghanim Scepter build, which is pretty good against the CK. TA is not good against CK whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as expected. Naga is another illusion hero, but I think CK is just too strong right now, especially against the TA. Maybe once the Storm Spirit gets Aghanims, they can deal with CK, but for now it looks quite difficult.
Need a 4 position left on Omega. Probably a 4. You could flex the Enchantress, for instance, if you want to, but most likely they need a 4 position to work with, and they need some hero that deals with the CK. I think the Snapfire ban is actually a very well thought out choice because Snapfire is so good against illusion-based heroes.
So what do you think about position for Enigma here?
I would
For
love
Omega?
it because they have very little ways of interrupting Black Hole. Nearly nothing. I mean, it is, of course, not... Some people... I think Aiga ran it recently. But he always runs it, so that's not too surprising.
Right. They'll just go for Hoodwink.
I would love to see this Hoodwink go greedy and go for, like... But I love greedy Hoodwinks in general.
Yeah. It's just such a pain to deal with.
In the trees, you need to hunt him. They've horrible hunt, like they need some Pango to chase him down.
I guess they could go for some blind arrow into the trees. But yeah, it's a nice Hoodwink pink. I like it a lot. It's also quite nice against Undying because Undying is really slow and you can outmaneuver him in lane. You don't really care if you're running around with 300 HP if he can't reach you anyway.
Yeah, it should be pretty okay. Mars Hoodwink. I mean, Mars might struggle a little bit more to the Undying, and especially if the CK can get on top of you. The strength reduction, but Hoodwink should, as you mentioned, be able to rotate around when necessary and be annoying. So Interitus, they need something to deal with the Storm Spirit in mid. That's also reasonable against the TA. What is your hero that you choose here?
I would go for Lina. I think Lina is super good against Storm Spirit still, and it's not the greatest against TA, but you have another stun for TA, and that's gonna give more time for CK to clean up. So I think Lina is a really good option here. They go for Kunkka. I don't like it as much, but it's still okay. It's more lockdown for Storm Spirit, and it's a bit more tankier than a Lina would be.
I like it against the arena, that you just yeet in the go ship and your team probably survives for the most part. Storm can mostly dodge the X mark on this. He times it horribly with the zip. TA though does despise a... So, looking at these drafts, with the way, of course, game 1 also went along the lines, do you believe Interitus have enough to take down Omega in game 2?
I think so, yeah. This draft looks nice. If CK can get a decent start, I think it's gonna be very difficult to deal with him. Even if with the Hoodwink they do have some control, I see him snowballing really hard.
Yeah, it's...
I have faith.
I kind of agree. The thing that I love about this Interitus draft against Omega's lineup is... Well, they have 3 strength heroes and a Pango. And even the Mirana, that is like the quote-unquote squishy one, has like leaps to get out of most dire situations. So I think it's going to be rough for Omega to have the damage to kill these heroes on Interitus' side. Because the Storm should, most of the time, Storm in this patch at least seems to be lacking in damage. TA definitely has damage, but to take down a CK, you need a lot of it.
Right, yeah. I've seen some CKs just get out of control so hard. Just armlet into Echo Saber at like 13 minutes.
You know what I
The
love?
hero has an insane amount of potential.
You did your best.
My favorite build will forever be the very memey offlane CK with Octarine Ags. It's an army of illusions. Reality Rift, boom, dead. Reality Rift, boom, dead.
Yeah, good stuff.
But of course, don't try that in your pubs because it 9 out of 10 times does not work.
helps in defeating your own team mentally.
Well, to be fair, it also helps in defeating the enemy's team mentally. You one shot every time.
True. And defeating people mentally in Dota is not that difficult because, you know.
Yeah, you die once, your mid laner who's like 12-0 dies once and then gets mad, destroys his items and cries for the rest of the week. Yeah, we all know. Or you last hit one creep by accident and they're like, ah, bing, 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 bing. Well, let's see. How are we going to get some aggression going on? They're going to say hi and then immediately bye. There's nothing to be gained here. 2 for 2 boundary room trade. And unsurprisingly, Kunkka versus Storm mid. Are there any interesting lane swaps coming along the lines? No, everyone is just in the expected lane.
Any interesting items then?
Probably not. Well, Ench with the Blightstone, sort of. But that's, you know, he gets a creep, and the creeps right now are stupidly strong. It's also nice to have, like, a Mirana against an Ench, because you can just one-shot the creeps that he summons every single time.
Yeah, for sure. But now Mirana's just getting bullied though, because she bought boots level 1.
But in return, you know, so does the TA.
Don't run off.
Creep?
Messes up the melt, feels bad. Melt is such a strong level 1 spell. 80 extra damage for 35 mana and 5 armor reduction. Hell yes.
Pretty
Downside
nasty.
is that you're a melee hero.
Thanks.
Yeah, attack range 160. Doesn't Mars have like 250? Mars does have 250. Monkey has 300 even. But to be fair, Monkey is a ranged hero.
Even Doom has more attack speed. I mean, range. Not speed. Doom slow as hell.
D-Flash summons his Tombstone. The Dark Demon really wants to kill it. But, they're just getting zoned out for the first couple of levels. Whole camp can... I think D-Flash probably going to pull. And they can't really deal with the pull. Unless he pulls it a little bit too close to the Tombstone. But D-Flash knows his angles. Perfect.
So I'm having a lot of fun in the mid lane so far. Throwing out the remnants left and right. It's funny because Kunkka punishes short range heroes and Storm does the same, so it ends up being a really skill-based matchup.
I usually like my trees to myself. But I'll
It's
make
a lot about creep aggro. D-Flash getting really low on bot lane.
And if this wasn't First Blood, he'd probably suicide.
really catchy, man.
So you don't want to spend all your regen on yourself when you got a CK.
It always feels so weird to see Undyings like use a self on themselves. Feels wrong.
You shouldn't use any of your items on yourself. I mean, currently it's perfect. He only has regen and everything is a consumable. So he uses everything. He's walking around with 0 stats. He does have a magic stick coming in, at the very least. I mean, it is a hero that tends to build up the Holy Locket, so you're gonna need to get a magic wand general anyway. Oh, arrow comes out. Does not connect onto Jaymari. Tried to go for the X-Mar combo, but... yeah, it's not the easiest to do if Jaymari is standing in the middle of an army of creeps.
Yeah, that's the big difference maker.
Seen someone bleed out in a nick?
Ooh, bottom, D-Flash.
Tombstone down.
Getting
Spear
going on
missed,
the
though.
Spear. Oof.
Luckily enough... hey, it's actually a level 2 Tombstone. Surprisingly enough. Do that too often. D flash dropping low. Can he stay alive? Magic stick does not pop it. That probably... though he probably would have still died to Lissex because of the smash. But it is surprising that he didn't at least attempt the magic stick.
And they really should have killed that zombie earlier. Because it was a single zombie just chasing him for so long. And zombies actually deal decent damage and really good slow if someone is low.
Death Lust. Percentage health threshold. 40%. Still have no idea how much the stats are exactly. 1 tree and FCR gets skewered against it. But yeah, it's a CK. He's got himself Chaos Strike. Bit of RNG added in and you're back to full HP.
Yep. It's one of the things that makes CK so strong. Just having a crit and lifesteal in a single skill. And it's one of the best crits as well in the game.
Yeah, max 245. I mean, of course, it's RNG based. So you've got RNG upon RNG.
Mm-hmm.
But the potential is definitely there. 48% lifesteal on a smack with the Chaos Strike as well. That is actually pretty insane. Mari.
This is gonna be the threats into Armlet.
Spoil that shot.
Pimp is looking for Jemari the entire time. And, I mean, that's... Even though he is roaming around that mid lane trying to get the catch on the Storm, Jemari is still farming pretty nicely. We saw him in the previous game, of course, on the Ember completely destroy Murdoch. This time, not as heavy. Speaking of Murdoch, he's going to get the catch top. Actually, Hijack's going to be able to scoop it up onto Namikaze. X-Mark, Ghost Ship, Torrent has been expended. Hijack dies to the Satar Tormentor from... Wow. He actually just gets soloed by the Satar Tormentor.
It's like denying yourself the neutrals, but more complicated.
And worse.
Uh-huh.
Well, to be fair, you don't have the long respawn time.
True, true.
Oh, Namikaze now bottom lane. Letting Minga T solo top. I guess he's going to be heading jungle soon enough anyway. FCR. Jumping in. Going for the Ange. There's another tombstone. Arrow does not really do anything. And I guess just a little bit of harass again in the bottom lane. A lot of the harass fights coming out.
Mm-hmm. A lot of action, not that many kills. This is the chance to look at the Deathless tooltip.
Okay. What does it do? Death, which causes their attacks. Slow the target, and if the target reaches below a certain number, increases the attack and movement speed of the zombie. But by how much?
40% movement speed and 60 attack speed at level 2. So they become spooky fast, and they also hit spooky fast.
That is pretty terrifying. 40% is a pretty high benchmark.
Mm-hmm.
Add in a Bloodseeker in your game, and then you have a lot of fun.
Or an alchemist to farm the zombies.
Oh, I remember. What was that
EE?
game? There was a game with an alchemist against a Darkseer. Darkseer had like his wall placed, and Alchemist was at like 100 HP, and he just kept standing in the wall, farming all the illusions that kept respawning. It was wonderful.
Nice rotation by Jemari.
Yeah, that's
Able to find FCR here.
sort of. Still has a magic wand, fairy fire. No one is coming in to help him. I mean, they get a kill on Dark Demon in return, but you know, your safe laner's getting gone on for the better part of 10 seconds.
Yeah, not ideal.
Of ideal. Minga T, he needs his own team to rotate through, but the TA gonna be locked in the corner, knocked up the high ground, nothing he can do. Actually, I'm saying that, he turns it around and just smacks Pimp with a one pump.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay, that was very sad.
Look to their bottom tower.
Looks like Jemari isn't quite done yet bottom, but he did get scouted out by the Interitus vision. It's unlikely that he finds anything here, except for some juicy creeps. And a broom handle, apparently.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
His damage is pretty insane. That was 600 damage. Just bam! 2 hits.
Top tower.
Not bad,
Radiant's
not
bottom
bad.
tower is in danger.
And it's, you know, because the Mirana has a Starstorm, he's like, I need to get close range. You probably don't want to get anywhere close to most of the Omega heroes this game.
Radiant's bottom tower is no more. Dire's top tower is under attack. The Dire glyph is now active.
So currently 2k net worth lead for Omega.
Top tower.
FCR had a reasonable lane, but it was not as good as he'd like. He really starts becoming dangerous once he gets that armlet, but currently with the way things are looking, you know, what is, does Interitus just need to continue farming, or do they need to start making plays?
That's a good question. I feel like they need Pungo to take this tier 1 top, so he's free to start rotating. I feel like CK just needs to farm, because he's so far behind at this point that he can't really fight anymore.
Is under attack.
But Kunkka and Pungo need to start doing things soon.
It does have level 3 mark. X marks the spot, so I assume he's going to be attempting some fights. Going for the first item, Halberd. Of course, you are up against TA, so does make it so that the TA can't really do anything in the early game until he gets his BKB, which is pretty nice. But it's
That's a nice kill.
very interesting opening item for Kunkka. Ooh, the arena. Actually, pushback coming in. Murdoch caught in the arena, but will stay alive, especially with the rotation of Hijack coming through. Torrent onto Namigazi. Rolling Thunder. Can he get out? Well, he is a little bit survivable. Hijack's Rolling Thunder. Nice dodge, but the Swashbuckle says no. However, Hijack might just forfeit his life for that move.
Murdoch really doesn't want to commit both. He hates boats. There we go.
In comes the ghost ship, zip onto Hijack, back line, J Mari going for the damage, but Lissex gets the kill.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Oh, X mark, J Mari. Not really a combo. The torrent wasn't available just yet. The arrow was completely off the mark, and that was... I mean, of course, you have to rush it, because otherwise he's going to zip. Need to work on your X mark arrow combos. Doc jumped in mid. TA rotating in as well. Lissex doesn't have an arena. But yeah, Minga TTP'd for this. 5v5 mid wars, go.
Oh, that takes me back. But FCR popped his Phantasm as well. There's an Invistorm coming now. Oh, that was a really nice bounty deny.
Well, FCR has an armlet, so... You know, if he plays his cards right, he can survive quite long in a fight, considering his opponents don't really have dots.
True. I think he probably still wants to wait for Echo Saber before he really starts to do anything, really. Aside from farming, he's allowed to farm. Go ahead, FCR.
You got this. Well, Murdoch is also pretty decently farmed. 2-0-2. Though it started looking rough in the mid lane. The Halberd is done after pretty much this creep wave. Yes, indeed, can get it delivered. 2k HP. He just doesn't fear anything.
Some lovely high ground misses by J Mari. Ooh, but Omega is moving towards top and they are smoked. You really want to find FCR again, but with D-Flash behind. I'm not sure if this is a kill they can get.
They're gonna go for FCR. In comes the Hoodwink Sharpshooter. The CK gets mowed down. Lissex will die in return because D-Flash is here with the Tombstone. He's literally just right-clicking down Lissex the entire time. And Flash Golem is actually pretty nasty. Damage amplification.
Ooh, Mingati.
A lot of nasty stuff going on. Mingati. Will he be able to stay alive? D-Flash gets jumped. D-Flash uses heal to actually deal more damage. Murdoch just with the TP out. No interruptions left. He escapes, but they find a huge double.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a really back and forth game so far. Both the carries are dying, the mids are making plays, supports are everywhere, and Pongo is just farming jungle.
Well, he does have his
Does have his
blink
blink.
dagger done, so this is the time where he should most likely join the fray. I assume, you know, considering we saw Hijack last game jumping in every possible engagement without any of his teammates nearby, I would assume he's going to attempt the same this game.
Look to their
Yeah, it does seem logical.
Murdoch, next item, BKB. Yeah, I mean, Armlet, Albert, BKB, Anagunka, and then you already feel immortal for the next 10 minutes. They're looking for a Dark Demon kill, but this swashbuckle, a little bit too risky. Tombstone drop just for good measure.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And FCR, of course, just continuing his farm for that Echo.
This X also has his blink now though. So both offlaners are gonna become active now. We see a smoke from Interitus. They're moving towards bottom, pinging out the inch.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Fire scanning for
see his
enemies. Yeah, but D-Flash walking away. Snipe in the pit because they expected them to go for Roche, though I have to say it would be pretty early to go for Roche right now. Mingati is going to get jumped in mid, does not have a way out. Tombstone gets... doesn't have the Tombstone available, but they do find Mingati. Pimp does die in return, but to be fair, Pimp's had a... Well, he just dies to 2 shots every single time anyway.
Radiant's middle tower is
Mikaze, are they going to hunt for more? Ah, that's a great cut of the tree. The spear comes out. D-Flash is in trouble. Does have the tombstone, can't get it off, but they find J Mari, and that is huge. Namikaze will be able to run away. Considering you don't want to try and burst a Sentinel's Wisp. And this X Blink Spear sends him back, but the TP coming out from Pimp has the arrow available, holds Dark Demon in place, stands in front to tank the shot, and that is some great suicidal play from Pimp. Slow kill coming in. Namikaze. Die.
One more.
Die.
There we go.
Okay, that was a heads-up play from Pimp. Leaping into the Dark Demon sharpshooter.
Uh-huh. Yeah, really nice fight by Interitus. I feel like Omega just really needs to finish this BKB on TA. Because she doesn't feel like a hero right now.
Oh, Pimp bottom lane. Will be caught out by Jimari though.
It's a very nice kill. We see instant agonyms for Storm Spirit.
Yeah, makes a lot
really
of
worried
sense.
about this CK. Rightfully so.
I mean, right now he's got that level 2 Phantasm, which of course almost one-shots one of any of your heroes, except for probably the Mars.
Wonder if he's gonna go for a Shard as well on Storm. Would be so much fun.
Oh, and then that level 25 talent where you have the attack bounce, and then you just get
Yep.
that spectacle of lightning all over the place.
That's the dream. At least you know that they're not gonna lack damage in the late game. That's nice.
I must have them all.
But FCR, his next item is going to be Heart. I mean, at that point, Armlet, Echo, Heart, you're going to feel immortal on the CK.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a big power peak.
Heal us.
Kazi, run! Heal us! Heal us! Heal us!
Come on. There we go.
Structures are fortified.
Cost the Phantasm, 4-man rotation to kill off an Eng, and I see the value in that.
I always love how Ench kills always take a little bit longer than they should.
That's not even max level Nature Attendance yet. Going 4 staff. Gonna be very annoying.
Is in danger.
But it's not like, oh, I mean, you can't also ignore the Eng during a fight because no matter what your farm is, Impetus is nasty.
Sex.
Oh, whew. I got a little bit dicey there with the leap forward, but no vision means, well, invisibility is invincibility.
Not even close.
Ingati is very close to his BKB, sending out the recipe right now. Just needs the Ogre Axe left. Top lane, D-Flash, and his ulti will be taken down, though. I mean, Jmari is making some pretty important plays on the Storm this game.
For sure. It's been a pretty good showing by him. He almost has a BKB too. It's really nice.
Murdoch needs to run away. Arrow lands on Mingati, but the rest of the team is not in position to do anything.
Yeah, without Rolling Thunder, you don't really want to fight.
It's quite nice, actually.
It's such a pivotal tool in the Interitus arsenal.
I, of course, forgot that Mingati can break open the Dragonlance to get the Ogre Axe to get the PKB. So you already had it. And now he's sending out the Ogre Axe so that he can have the Dragonlance again. But definitely does need a little bit of mobility against what is a rough team to catch up to.
I wonder if he's gonna go for the Aghanims for map presence.
I love the TA Ags. I think it's so incredibly good. Though, of course, it's insanely expensive.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But if you get it for free from Roche, I mean, you are literally pushing all the side lanes at the same time every single time. Dark Demon, though, will be caught. And with the X mark leaping over to the high ground doesn't really do anything. The next to the pit, they're going to head... Are they going to head right in? FCR
Middle tower is under attack.
probably should have broken the Lincoln Sphere effect from the Roche first, but is going to go for Roshan in this attempt. And honestly, it's a pretty risky Roche if the enemy was ready, considering you are up against a Storm plus Mars. They do get a freebie. Or do they?
They should be able to. Roche is dropping really quickly.
Lissex? I mean, they had a scan. They could know that they're in the Roche pit. Lissex gets taken down, buys back immediately. Mingati is going to get rolled upon. Has a BKB available. J Mari coming in with the Ags. Big catch coming through. Dark Demon getting snapped in half. In the process, Arena from Lissex on top. The Tombstone in return. They need to pretty much get rid of that, but they're looking for Murdoch as well. J Mari is running out of mana soon enough. And the
Vortex missed.
yeah, that's the downside of the Ags, is you kind of have a misguess on the range of Electric Vortex every time. Come on, kill him! And they do. They find the entire team wipe, and Roche, look at that, is, what, 2/5?
Sprites are with us.
Yeah, I have no idea why Interitus left the pit. It was falling so fast.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't, like, they didn't even know on Omega that they were taking Roche. Lissex just jumps in because he thinks, oh, I see someone, let's kill him. And they're all like, oh no, Lissex is here, oh, kill him, kill him, kill him. And completely forget about the fact that Roshan was like 3 seconds away from dying.
I mean, it is very honorable. They didn't want to lose their Marana. Like, even if you're a support, your life still matters to us. But then she still died and they lost the Roche. Not ideal. Very nice Aghanims reveal by J Mari as well.
Yeah, J Mari is honestly, like, first game, of course, as well on the physical damage ember, which was a surprise, but definitely something I do encourage to see. And right now on the Storm, looking good.
But a welcome one.
Radiant's bottom tower
I love physical damage ember. I mean, you pretty much always still need to get Maelstrom regardless, but
structures are fortified.
I love heroes that have multiple builds in them.
More fun this way.
Like Lina, you could possibly go physical or magic, SF as well.
Ooh, does Hijack want to fight here? Gets scouted out.
Zip in, Swashbuckle gets wasted, big distraction, Snipe comes out, the break is there, and the kill comes through. Mari just no fear whatsoever. He's got the Aegis, but still.
Nice freebie.
Problem is that the Aegis is of course on the Storm, so high ground pushing is pretty rough.
Yeah. I reckon they just want to take some outer towers and secure some more map control before they really want to go pushing. Because they know that if this goes later, I think they're gonna be fine. Because CK isn't really snowballing or anything, so you're not in a rush. If he gets a heart, it's like, oh no, he has like
has
some
his
extra
heart.
HP. But it doesn't really change anything about the game.
Yeah, TA does.
dying though.
TA does do a lot of damage and a lot of minus armor, of course, which is not great for CK, who doesn't have the most amount of armor.
And this is before the Deadless even. And she has 3k gold in the bank.
They want to go in, CK illusions, Mingati is the target, but there's the arena in return. Do we have a Storm Zip? There we have from a long range, finally gets himself the joining of the fight. The problem is he came in a little bit late and they lost most of their damage on Omega, if not all of their damage with Mingati being dead. He flashed, the impetus arrows coming in from Namikaze. I can also right click. Yeet! Oh yeah, the Aegis is now gone. Going back in. Oh, that electric vortex though catches Pimp and FCR. Do they have the damage for Hijack? Yes, they do. Namikaze, don't go for the Ange, or do go for the Ange. He does die. Mari is in trouble. And Mari just barely survives with the Essence Ring and the perfect stun from Dark Demon to boot. But they're playing a risky game on Omega.
Really well played by Interitus, recognizing that they couldn't defend their TA. So just 2 Pungo rolls and then all of the CK damage is gonna be enough. Because one downside of the Omega lineup is that they don't really have a defensive support. So if you see a target, you can just fully commit on them without any fear of repercussions, really.
A little bit. I mean, Arena plus Storm, AoE Electric Vortex could turn everything around, but the downside is Storm wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. But yeah, there's no support with, I mean, do they have a 4-staff? Who's going for a Hurricane Pike, by the way, on the Eng, because right click, or Tombstone gets dropped, Namikaze walks away, okay, cool Tombstone.
Vision Tombstone?
Yeah. Bit of a sad moment. This X pushing bottom at the same time.
It does give good vision.
Yeah, just about the same as that Harpy, flying Harpy thing. The new one with the Helm of the Dominator.
Blessings.
Live somewhere? What's the name exactly of that thing?
I think this... Is it the Stormcrafter? No, right?
No, I think it's... Harpy Scout.
Harpy Scout.
I think. There's a big zip onto 2. And I don't really know what that was immediately afterwards. Dark Demon getting jumped. He's going to get knocked down by the illusions. But yeah, Lissac spears them away from a catch. And bit of a mixture there from Omega. Slight little mistake in their approach. And Namikaze, run away. He's going to get stunned. He's got the shard as well on the CK. Ghost Ship was used, which is an interesting choice. Zip comes out, going for D-Force, but the Torrent hits Mari. The worst possible time. Nice Electric Vortex onto 2, and Mingati coming in with the pump damage. FCR, he's in trouble. FCR is just going to get smoked. Mingati, if he gets some time to right-click, he can destroy, and indeed he does. Mari is all for the distraction. Mingati is there for the damage.
Love the patience from Omega.
You know what I
They like pop their BKBs and then they run away because they recognize it's not a great fight, and then they see that Interitus is like clumping up too much and their BKBs are done too, and they immediately capitalize.
I am more wondering, you mentioned previously that, you know, Murdoch doesn't like using his Ghost Ship. And now he just throws out the ghost ship for no reason.
Yeah, they didn't expect the 4 staff there. So he was hoping to set it up with the Chaos Bolt.
Yeah, but like he's had that 4 staff for, he now has a hurricane point. He's had that 4 staff for like the last 10 minutes. So you kind of should be aware of the possibility.
Mistakes were made.
And that is 2 sets of racks. Mega looking
tier
good.
1 top is still up.
Honestly, I think Jmari is playing such a good series.
Mm-hmm.
And also the sub and Namikaze, like, he's playing pure distraction constantly.
Yeah, for sure. So annoying.
Well, ain't this cute?
Lissex has also had some really nice arenas. Like, he's the one who keeps, like, initiating the re-engages.
Yeah, that keeps them alive, and Arena is nasty to deal with considering, I mean, they do have 1 BKB on the Kunkka, but the rest of the team does not, so Arena comes out and you're completely blocked out of the fight. Pango actually has an Aeon disc.
That's nice, I guess. Not sure if it's really gonna do too much.
Look at
There is an
Namikaze.
Ench who can dispel it.
I just love the fact that the Ench is like pop and Nate Tennis Wisps and they just go, go, go. Whoever jumps me dies. Going for the BKB next on the Ench.
She is
God.
really tanky.
Same farm as Hijack as well.
Allies disappear.
Yeah, not bad.
Tip in, going for the back line, has all the vision, but they are invis, and that's a little bit of a problem for... Yep, that's a big catch. The Storm gonna get away? No, he cannot. Jmari is dead. 6 kill streak picked up. With the Radiant side, Roche won't be up for quite some time. That is 1 saving grace. And now they're gonna go for the Ench. Make that a double kill. That was a bit deep from the Storm, especially considering he has no invis detection.
Yeah, I have no idea what the plan was. Even if he did have a gem or something, it's not like his team was close enough to follow up. It was just one of those plays where you're like, I'm doing this because I can, not because it's useful.
I mean, that's the downside of having a good Storm game. You will always make that one mistake. Just like a Quap where you just blink in and you're realizing, before you blink even, why am I about to blink?
Yep.
But
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
But so is Ingati. Slowly getting himself really fat. While in the meantime, Lissex is getting close to the refresher. Double arena with double spear, with of course the shard. That is so much lockdown.
Top tower is under attack.
Almost 25 as well. Probably gonna go for the refraction instances still. It's just so good.
Yeah, no one really goes for the meld hit bash anymore. I mean, it used to be like 1 second 75 1.75 or something.
Yeah. And 1 second just isn't enough. It's nice, but if you want lockdown, just buy a hex.
We just get in total 13 refraction instances.
Even for a CK with illusions, that takes a while. So he doesn't have a lot of attack speed.
Oh, Rose is up and both teams are eyeing it out. Storm also getting close to his level 25. I assume he's going to go for the overload attack bounce. I hope he's
Not
going
sure
for it.
actually. A lot of storms just autopilot auto remnant.
But it's so boring. I want to see the light shows. I want to see the big concert lights go up.
He has his BKB too, and that's a big deal. Means that he can be more aggressive like he was in the trees, but actually survive.
DK's got
Tends
axe.
to be nice.
TK actually went axe. That is so cool.
Okay.
50 million illusions. Let's go. And then they all get electric vortex into overload attack bounds. And then, woohoo, they're all gone.
Where are you going?
Arrow, Namikaze.
Rip Inch.
Eh,
It's just
there we go. Took a while. But eventually does die. Roche is already halfway down. No edge buyback.
Why does she have a mithril hammer?
Because need that BKB. There's going to be a Roche fight coming out. The refresher being used by Lissix. Has the second arena coming in. Jamari, Electric Vortex, Dragon back. Murdoch doesn't really care, but the illusions are already gone. And so is FCR. Murdoch going for the continuation fight, but they're just taking too much damage. Hijack will be rolling into his abyss. And Pimp is the last one standing. I mean, they don't really need the end. She's, you know, there for comfort, but the damage really comes from Mingati and Jamari.
Uh-huh. Alright, so I'm not fully convinced about the CK Ags. The illusions just instantly died. That was 4k money for nothing.
Yeah.
Why do you want an illusion of your 5k net worth undying?
I also, like, I guess he wants to one-shot someone, but they're not the easiest to one-shot, because you did mention TA's got the extra refraction charges. Mars is, like, unkillable. Ench is unkillable. Like, you get a million illusions hitting her very slowly once. And then she heals all that damage up. And now it's just going to be mega secured without any hiccup. Hijack. The tombstone gets dropped. Jamari does have himself the overload attack bounce.
It's good, man.
Yeah, now he's a miniature Dusa.
Is he gonna use it too? The overload?
I mean, he's waiting for another big CK Phantasm, and then I just gotta keep my eyes on CK. Summon them, bring us the light show, please. Oh, actually, the arrow comes in. Jamari jumps through. The illusions are actually on the side, going in onto Mingati, but they're already dead. Great Phantasm Aghanim Scepter effect there from FCR. That was not even the storm hitting them. It's just gone. Mingati, aggressive, does have the Aegis, of course. Namikaze, yeah, go for the Ench. Go for the Ench. You get that hit in eventually.
run off.
Sad way to lose the game.
Yep. And Storm just walked towards the top river to get an arcane rune.
Well, he is ready for another jump. No Phantasm for 30 seconds. They are losing a couple of plays here. Murdoch will be taking down FCR. Will be locked and loaded and destroyed indeed. That is Omega taking the series 2-0. And honestly, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say an upset, but I definitely didn't expect it to happen in this series. I, at the very least, expected a 3-mapper.
Yeah, same. If we go by previous results, then Interitus was definitely in an advantageous position, but Omega just looked really solid today.
That's
Can't complain.
Jamari looked sublime in this series, both games. I mean, to be fair, most of the team definitely did on Omega Gaming side. Interitus, you know, they had some struggles. A lot of struggles. Like, the communication and, like, coordination wasn't really completely on target. You saw, like, the X-marked arrows being missed a bunch of times this game. You also had the last game with D-Flash on the Bane Tornado. Like, the combinations that Interitus had, it was just... It feels like